I am Cindy Hedrick, and today we'll be reading Chapter 8, Missy's Amazing Recovery. In this story, we see that sometimes, even when things seem hopeless, miracles can happen. Miss Bell, who we called Missy, is one of those stories. We went on a call for an infant fawn ramming herself into a fence in someone's backyard. Apparently, she and her mom had jumped the 6-foot fence to get into the yard to eat. But when the people in the house noticed them and went outside, the mom jumped back out. Missy was still so small that in her panic, she couldn't muster the strength to make it over the fence. In the wild, if she were trapped in a thicket area, she could continually push until she made her way through. But this wasn't a thicket. It was a metal chain-link fence. By the time we arrived, Missy had been relentless in trying to make her way through the fence to get back to her mom, and she was growing very weary. We could not see her mother, but I feel she was in the edge of the woods watching and hoping her baby would be okay. Terrified of humans, as she should be, it was difficult to approach her without scarring her even more. I had taken some calming oils with me. Once we got her wrapped in the blanket, I started giving them to her, and they seemed to calm her a little. We hurried to get her back to the sanctuary to a quiet place. Once we got to Essie Cares, upon examination, we realized that her neck was very swollen from continually running headfirst into the fence. We later confirmed with the vet that the swelling had pressed on the nerves to her spinal column, causing paralysis to all her extremities, which meant she could not use her legs at all. Others may have ended her life knowing that a deer who could not walk or stand would not survive under any circumstances, but we couldn't do that. Now we have to go back, and this is Missy when she came in. And here are some more pages. We're getting ready to read about these pictures of how we tried to help her. All right. We began bottle feeding her and added some immune-boosting herbs to hopefully help her with her injuries. I mixed some essential oils to use on her back, neck, and each joint of all 4 legs. Every day, at least 3 times a day, I would do physical therapy with her, using the oil to massage her so she did not become stiff. Missy's recovery became the focus of all the people at Essie Cares, and everyone was doing their part to help her. We were fortunate to have 2 volunteers who were able to be a tremendous help to Missy. One of our volunteers designed a sling to cup her body and allow her legs to hang out, and another volunteer, a great seamstress, made the sling. The sling worked perfectly. Our co-director came up with floor mats and made slits from strong material for her little hooves to fit into to help her stand. For several months, 3 times a day, I continued physical therapy on Missy, and we would feed her each of her bottles while she was standing in the sling, eventually getting some movement from her by enticing her with the bottle. We lowered the sling as she grew so that she could put weight on her legs and build up her strength. Missy continued to grow, so another larger sling had to be made, this time with loops so that we could take her outside to teach her how to walk. I was still massaging her joints and continued to hoist her up in the sling while she took her bottle. Then at least once a day, we took her in the sling with poles through the sides and went outside to begin to let her use her legs to walk. We bought a large tub and filled it with water so we could do water therapy. This helped her use her legs without putting too much strain on them. We honestly were shocked that she continued to show improvement. This little deer did not want to give up, and neither would we. After months and months of rehab and therapy with Missy, she did learn to walk. It wasn't as elegant as most deer, and she still had some balance issues, but she could move around on her own and could run better than she could walk. After being completely paralyzed with not much hope, all of us, including Missy, couldn't give up. Missy's will to live and all the effort and love that surrounded her helped make this happen. This just goes to show you that if you want something bad enough and you work hard at it, chances are your dreams will come true. We go back to these pictures, and you can see the sling that she's in when she's still little. These are the little cups for her feet. This was her learning to walk outside. And then this is water therapy. This is how she took her bottle every day.